What is going on, everyone? I am the YuGiOh Scrub, but you all can call me Bailey. You know how it goes. I just got back from work. My hair is a mess. I just refueled my body with a nice chicken salad. No, not like the gross chicken and mayo, but a nice leafy green salad with vinegar and oil dressing with pieces of chicken. Oh, it was wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. And now it is time to record myself playing a children's card game for your viewing benefit. Maybe I'll get sent to the Shadow Realm and lose a bunch of duels. Probably. We're playing with the deck that I actually played against, and I don't know if I was recording it or if it was one of the videos I was recording and then not uploading because it was just very poor play by me. Regardless, we're playing with Benkai OTK deck. Very, very simple deck. Revolves around summoning the Armored Samurai Benkai, equipping it with a couple of equip cards, and attacking for 1,000,000 damage. Just many, many attacks with a big, beefy Benkai. The idea is basically put a Gravity Bind or Level Limit Area B, stall the game a little bit, then true nade everything back, summon the Benkai, equip it with a bunch of cards, and win the game. So let's go ahead, make sure this is the default, and go join the GOAT format ladder. Click this button for your viewing pleasure and hope that you are having a fantastic day. If you're not having a fantastic day, stop watching my silly video and make it a fantastic day. Love my opponent's sleeves, the Millennium Ring. Double paper, okay, he's gonna pick paper again. Nope, we lose to the Rock. But it's okay, because this is a OTK going second deck. We're going to OTK him on turn 2. Do I have a question of the day? I don't think I have a question for the day. The question of the day is, what do you want me to play in future videos? I really, really, really like one of the ideas you guys put in one of the videos. I think it was the last video I uploaded. Wonderful comment. I have my brain churning with ideas now for a deck. I'm not going to spoil the deck and say what comment it was and what the idea is, but let me say I think it's going to be really, really fun. Is it a great deck? No, absolutely not. None of the things I play are really, really good, but it will be fun nonetheless. My goal for today is to use my brain. This brain is capable of more than you guys are probably aware of, because I play absolutely horrendously a lot of the time. Okay, so example of my brain working right now. Let's think. We can do a few things. We can summon the Exile Force and just pop this monster. That's okay. Not good, not bad. I think the play is going to be summon the Sangan and then Nobleman across out this monster, especially because he has Pot of Greed in the graveyard, so if that's Magician of Faith, that would be really, really bad. So I think we're going to summon the Sangan and Nobleman across out. It was a Gravekeeper's Spy. The other play I just thought about after I had committed the Sangan was actually leading with Nobleman across out, because say that was a Judgment and that was a Magician of Faith, then I would want to follow up with the Exiled Force, because if a Judgment goes off and stops the Nobleman across out, it would be really, really frustrating to then have summoned the Sangan and guarantee him to get that Pot of Greed back. So I think the play probably would have actually been not to summon Sangan first and lead with a Nobleman. But the play has been made. It works out in our favor. We get rid of the Gravekeeper's Spies. We know he was viewing his deck for a little bit, so I think he might have a Gravekeeper's Spy in hand. We'll set the Gravity Bind just to protect our life points a little bit if we need to. But I wouldn't mind if Sangan does get run over in battle. It would let me search for a monster. Probably not Benkai. One, so we don't show him what we're playing. Maybe a Kotetsu, just because the Kotetsus would be great at getting our equipped spells to our hand. He's going to Snatch, Steal, Sangan. Alright, we'll eat 1,000, but we're gonna gain 1,000. He set a monster, so we can't even tribute over the Sangan. I don't think that was the play, personally, for my opponent. We draw Solemn Judgment. Standby. We'll gain the 1,000 that he just dealt us back. And I think the play will be normal Exiled Force and pop this monster. It was the third Spy. I'm still fine with that. I think I'm going to leave the Judgment in my hand and we'll just keep the Gravity Bind on the field. I'm fine eating 1,000 every turn because we gain it right back with the Snatch Steal. Still very interesting that my opponent, especially with a Gravekeeper's Spy to wall the Sangan, would bother Snatch stealing the Sangan. Unfortunately, my opponent then breakers and gets rid of the gravity bind. And we'll eat 2,600 life points in total. We will gain 1,000 to back next turn. We draw Pot of Greed, so stand by. Let's gain 1,000 from the Snatch Steal. And we're just going to activate Pot of Greed right away. Give it a second in case he has a Solemn Judgment. Nope, he gives us the thumbs up. We draw a Snatch of our own and Cyber Jar. Okay. I think the play here is going to be set Cyber Jar, set Solemn Judgment. We have Solemn to protect it from a Nobleman of Crossout. And the Cyber Jar will clear up the breaker. The other alternative was Snatch Steal the breaker, try to run over my Sangan. That would get me a plus, get rid of his Snatch Steal as well. But I don't think that that is as smart. Alright, so this will deal us 600 damage because it has piercing. But Cyber Jar will go off. It will resolve. We get a bunch of cards to our hand. Judgment, Trunade, Graceful, and Nobleman. My opponent has Exiled, Ceasefire, Vortex, Necro Valley, and Spirit Reaper. So he summons Exiled an attack and Reaper an attack. And he'll get Necro Valley, Lightning Vortex, and Ceasefire. Sangan will search us. I think I'm going to go with Mystic Tomato. Do I do Mystic Tomato or Kotetsu? I want to go Tomato because I still don't want to reveal that we're playing Benkai. We'll eat 1,000 from the Exiled Force attack. And 300 from the Spirit Reaper attack. And unfortunately, he hits Graceful Charity. That's unfortunate, but what can you do? Opponent activates Necro Valley and sets another back row. Another 2 back row. And ends their turn. We draw the Kotetsu. I think we'll go ahead, set Kotetsu. I don't know if we want to snatch the Exiled Force and pop the Spirit Reaper. I think we set Kotetsu, set the other Judgment, and Scapegoat. Excuse me. I'm fine if he Exiled Forces the Kotetsu. Now let's get the Exiled right off. And we still have... He's got a Tribute for cost. Yep, okay. So Exiled takes out the Kotetsu. He summons a Sangan. We'll eat 1,000. But I will Scapegoat the Spirit Reaper attack. Because I want to save my life point. Or not save my life point, save the card from my hand. And if we draw United We Stand, having more face-up tokens is going to be more important. But he does it the Lightning Vortex. So he gets rid of the Scapegoat tokens anyway. Saving my judgments. We draw another Big Bang shot. So let's think here. Benkai, we could give him up to 1300 attack, and he could attack 3 times because of the 2 Big Bang shots. We can also set Mystic Tomato and end our turn. We just need one more good equip. A Mage Power would do the trick. A United We Stand would be okay. We'll eat 1500 from the Ceasefire. Turn Spirit Reaper to defense. That's okay, because we can get rid of it with the Snatch Steal. He turns the Sangan to defense. And ends his turn. We draw another Trunade. We'll go ahead. Set the Nobleman across out. We got the Heavy Storm out of his hand because of the Lightning Vortex. So I'm not afraid of Heavy. This deck probably shouldn't even be running Heavy, given all the traps I see, unless they're all chainable, which granted the Ceasefire is. Maybe there's other burn traps, Jar of Greeds, things like that. Another Kotetsu would be good. He sets a back row, goes to end. We draw Gravity Bind. We'll set the Gravity Bind and end. I'm not going to attack the Sangan because I don't want to give him a search. He could get a powerful Gravekeeper, because with 500 attack from the Necro Valley, they're all going to be more powerful. He ends his turn. There's a Heavy Storm. We'll set Trunade and end our turn. He goes to end. Okay, Axe of Despair is pretty good. So Big Bang shot times 2 make him 2300 attack, and he could attack 4 times. The first attack, I think we have game. So let's go ahead, flip Giant Trunade. See if he has anything to chain to this. Alright, he doesn't. And Book of Moon, we now know he has a Book of Moon. That's fine. It goes to his hand. Next, we will summon Benkai, change this to attack. Activate Big Bang, Axe of Despair, making him 2300. Activate Snatch Steal on the Spirit Reaper, which will then just die. Because it gets targeted by the Snatch Steal. And we will attack. Big Bang Shot does piercing. So it's 400 times 2, putting him at 1300 plus 1000. Yep, okay, so he knew. So we got a good game there. Let's see. Do we change anything? I think Metamorphosis could be interesting. Noblemans are good. Maybe take out the tomato. Tomato came in handy, but ultimately is it really going to be that powerful? Heavy Storm's pretty good. I think all of these are pretty good, so maybe just one Metamorphosis, or maybe Call the Haunted. Let's see how this goes. And let's take a quick sip of water. You know, talking makes you parched. Also, in my defense, I know my plays are very bad at times. I could be better. There's plenty of people way better at this game than me. It is very difficult. You'd think it wouldn't be that hard to just play and talk at the same time. It is more difficult than it seems to try to, you know, be energetic and live commentate matches and play them well. So, give me some slack, but I know that you guys probably, if you're watching me, you likely watch other people, and you probably watch them play way better than me. But good, like, credit to them, because it is very, very difficult. Opening hand looks pretty good because we have Pot of Greed. With Pot of Greed, Gravity Bind, Big Bang Shot, Nobleman, Crossout, Magician of Faith, Solemn Judgment. We'll start with Pot of Greed. Getting United We Stand and Scapegoat. Next, I think we'll activate Gravity Bind, set Magician of Faith, set Solemn Judgment, and I think we'll keep United We Stand, Scapegoat, Big Bang in our hand. But we have Judgment for a Nobleman, a Crossout. Gravekeeper's Assailant has to target a face-up monster when it attacks. Tributes for Jinzo. Let's go ahead. Just say no to that Jinzo right away. Sets a back row and ends. We draw Graceful Charity. So let's go ahead. Flip some Magician of Faith. Add the Pot of Greed back to our hand. Activate the Pot of Greed. Getting Sangan and Premature Burial. Next, let's go ahead and activate the Graceful Charity. Drawing Cyberjar, Heavy Storm, Metamorphosis. We'll discard do we discard the Sangan? And then we discard Knock, because it's just not doing anything at the moment. And do we really discard the Metamorphosis? Or do we discard Big Bang Shot? Big Bang's just so powerful when it goes off. Unfortunately, I think we discard Metamorphosis. Or Premature. No, Premature is also very good. Do we discard Cyberjar? And then we discard Cyberjar. It would get him back into the game. Next, we'll go ahead and summon the Sangan and just try to attack for 1300. He takes 1300 in total. We'll set Scapegoat and end our turn. Water. The lifeblood of all living things. He snatch steals my Sangan again. What is up with this guy and snatch stealing Sangans? We will take 700. Magician of Faith goes to the graveyard. Main phase 2. He sets a back row. Sets 2 back row. End phase, I will Scapegoat. summoning 4 tokens to the battlefield. And we get Benkai. I think what we do is summon Benkai. See if this is okay. Activate Heavy Storm. I believe the way this works is... Okay, he Solemn Judgments. We will activate United We Stand. This makes him 4,500 because of 5 monsters times 8. And he can attack twice. And let's just try to attack the Sangan. He Book of Moons. Alright, he sets the Benkai with Book of Moon. That's fine. Oh, did I gain 1,000? Yeah, no, I didn't. Gain 1,000 from the Snatch Steal. And I think we can just end our turn here. Unfortunately, we lose the United We Stand. But I'm fine with that. Metamorphosis with all these tokens is still really powerful. Premature Burial with Benkai is also really good. It's just a monster reborn with an extra attack. He attacks over the Benkai. We draw Kotetsu. We'll gain 1,000 in the standby phase. Setting the Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu and ending our turn. I hope he attacks a token. He sets a monster. And does attack a token. We draw another Benkei. We'll gain 1,000. The question here... I think we wait for a True Nade, personally. We have the tokens to protect us. We also can flip, get Mage Power. He has 3 back row. We need like a True Nade. We have enough life points, plus 3 tokens, and the Kotetsu. I'm feeling alright. He can keep giving us 1,000 life points every turn. From a very poor Snatch Steal. Sangan's like the worst thing to ever Snatch Steal. He flips a Gravekeeper Spy, so he has a chance to clear our board right now. If he has another monster. He can do 1,500 damage to us with the Gravekeeper Spear Soldier. If he drew a monster, he did, but he set it. Battle phase. We take 1,500 from the Spear Soldier. Gets rid of the other token, and Sangan gets rid of the 3rd token. And he goes to end. We draw Gravity Bind. Standby. We'll gain 1,000. And I think we'll go ahead and just set the Gravity Bind and end. We can stop him from attacking with everything except for the Sangan. Assuming this face-down monster is another level 4 or higher. Which, if I had to guess, it is. It's a Gravekeeper's Guard, which he returns my Kotetsu to hand, changing Gravekeeper Spy to defense. We'll eat 1,000 damage from the Sangan, and we'll flip Gravity Bind. So Spear Soldier and Guard can't attack. But neither can my Benkai. We draw Axe of Despair. We'll go ahead, set the Kotetsu. We'll gain 1,000 from the Snatch Steal as well. Kotetsu will likely get us Mage Power. We draw another Kotetsu. We'll gain 1,000 from Snatch Steal. He looks at our hand. He can take Kotetsu or Benkai. Probably take Kotetsu if I were him. Simply because... yeah, I can get Benkai with Premature Burial anyways. And I think we'll end our turn. We gained 1,000 already from the Snatch Steal. I don't see why he wouldn't attack with the Sangan. Just clear me of the Kotetsu. I suppose he doesn't want me to thin my deck, but it's just a free plus he could get. He should be pretty damn certain it's a Kotetsu. Unless he doesn't think that this is the one that he Gravekeeper's guarded me. He has full knowledge of my hand. He does go to battle this time. Kotetsu will get us Mage Power. And we have 3 giant Trunades. All we need is one of them. Changes everything else to defense. There's the giant Trunade. Standby. We'll gain 1,000. Activate Trunade. It's probably going to get judgmented. And if it doesn't, we just win. And we win. He left and he's back. Okay. We'll Premature Burial. Pay 800. Getting us a Benkai. Activate Mage Power. Axe of Despair. Big Bang Shot. Giving us 5 attacks in total. 1,500, 1,900, and 2,000. 3,900. And he can attack 5 times. Did my opponent quit, or does he say GG's? Benkai's a fun deck. I enjoy it. Very straightforward, very simple, and he said nothing. We'll join and play another match. There's my opponent. Okay, you guys tell me. What do you want me to pick? I'm feeling paper, but I hear you guys whispering rock in my ear. He's gonna pick scissors. We'll hit him with a YuGiOh HF. Why'd you guys tell me to pick rock? I hate all of you. Not really. I swear I lose my mind a little bit more every time I make these videos. It's very strange just talking to yourself in the middle of the room. And, like, I know I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you all. I have a very small audience, but growing. Summons King Dragoon. Specials out Tyrant Dragon. Alright, we draw Heavy Storm. We'll play Heavy Storm right away. He judgments the Heavy Storm. We will then set Kotetsu, activate, level him Area B, set Gravity Bind, set Judgment. That's fine. We will just Gravity Bind. We draw Mystic Tomato. We'll set Mystic Tomato, end our turn. He sets his own monster, ends his turn. We draw Reinforcement of the Army. Let's think here. We have Big Bang Shot, Rhoda, and Kotetsu. So we could flip Kotetsu and that, get United We Stand. That'll give us 2,400. We could clear his board with a bunch of damage. Okay, let's get Rhoda for Benkai. Flip Kotetsu for United We Stand. But we can't attack. So I'm fine with this, actually. We'll just stay here. I got ahead of myself. See? Me not using my brain, guys. This is what I do. Golem Sentry will return the face-down Mystic Tomato to my hand. Summons Legendary Jujitsu Master. We'll eat 800. What is this deck? We draw Sangan. Well, do we go crazy? Sangan, we can make him 2,200 and attack the monster, which I think we're gonna do. We're gonna play fun. This makes him 2,200. Apologies for my phone. And attack the Golem Sentry. He takes 400. And we'll end our turn. Jujitsu Master puts himself in defense, so now we can't attack the defense. Let's activate another Big Bang Shot. Making him 2,600. And if we summon Mystic Tomato, that'll make him 34. Attacking over the Jujitsu Master is 16. We'll summon Mystic Tomato. $3,400. Attack for game. I mean, it's game anyways. Yeah. He was at 16 from so many judgments. What do we want to bring in here? I think Magic Jammers seem pretty good. Get rid of the Call of the Haunted. Get rid of Mystic Tomato. Noblemans don't seem as good. And we'll keep one Nobleman. I'll share with you all, because I have it right here, the book that I started reading not too long ago, which is Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. A really messed up book. I was getting some stuff recommended to me on the YouTubes, which made me a little curious. And I decided to pick it up and give it a read. We'll start with reinforcement of the army. Getting ourselves the Exiled Force. We'll summon Exiled, pop that monster. It's a Jujitsu Master. Set Scapegoat, and we'll end our turn. We will protect our life points a little bit with 3 Scapegoat tokens, 1 getting destroyed by battle. He sets a back row, ends his turn. We draw a Giant Trunade. We'll play pretty aggressive here, because we can. We'll Trunade, summon Benkai, activate multiple Acts of Despairs, making him 2,500, and we will attack. And won't set Magic Jammer because we don't have a discard for it. He Premature Burials, getting himself the Golem Sentry, getting rid of a token, and he has to have a back row here that's powerful enough to stop the Benkai. We draw another Scapegoat, so we'll just attack. And attack directly. Okay. And we'll do one more match, because these have been going pretty quickly. And honestly, all due respect to my opponents, you know, everyone has different skill levels, and I'm not a good player. I don't know what that deck was that he was playing. Maybe it's something I used to do a progression series back in the day for GOAT format. Maybe that's what he was doing. I've lost so many rock, paper, scissors. Alright, Brain, activate. Brain Blast! I am so dumb. Why do you guys enjoy my content in the slightest? Opponent sets a back row and a monster. We have Kotetsu, Premature Burial, Big Bang Shot, Gravity Bind, Scapegoat, Reinforcement of the Army. We'll set the Kotetsu and a Scapegoat and end our turn. With any due luck, he will... We draw the Trunade. Let us go ahead and set Gravity Bind, end our turn. I just need him to attack the Kotetsu. That's it. That's not attacking the Kotetsu. That's destroying it with Night Assailant. Come on, opponent. What are you doing? Don't you want me to win? He now is Gravekeeper, Spy, but we have Gravity Bind, so it's fine. We will flip the Gravity Bind. Take 200 from the Night Assailant attack. He chains Regeki Break. Do I want to use Scapegoat? No, we'll take 1200. I don't need to use a Scapegoat right away. We draw Call of the Haunted. We'll go ahead. I don't think we need to do anything here. We can end our turn. We have Scapegoat if need be. Rhoda could maybe get an Exiled Force, and that would probably be better, because then we can set the Call of the Haunted. But in case we draw United we stand or something along those lines. I want to keep the Rhoda. We'll take 1400. Opponent sets another monster. And we're going to scapegoat in the end phase here. We draw Solemn Judgment. Let's reinforcement of the army. Getting ourselves Exiled Force. We'll summon Exiled Force. Pop this monster. DD Scout Plane. Interesting. We'll set the Call of the Haunted and end our turn. They might just clear our board of tokens, which is fine. Not ideal, but fine. They only get rid of 2 tokens. Setting another back row, and we draw Mage Power. I just need a Benkai. Let us go ahead and Call the Haunted, targeting Exiled. Popping a Mystic Tomato, I'm fine with that hit. We'll set Solemn Judgment and end. I just need a Benkai now. We get Breaker. Breaker targets our Judgment. I'm not going to Judgment the Breaker. I don't want to pay that many life points just to get rid of a Breaker. And we'll take 2,600 from the Gravekeeper Spy and Breaker attack 2,800. I'm bad at math. Where you draw another Solemn Judgment. Okay. What can we do here? I mean, we can Premature Burial, getting back a Kotetsu, attack over the Night Assailant for 300 damage, Giant Trunade, which will get us back Premature, and Call of the Haunted. Set those, but it just doesn't really do anything. We're still taking a bunch of damage next turn. Okay, well, we have to make something happen here, so we're just going to try it. 800, target the Kotetsu. Ray of Destruction. Okay, well, yeah, see, we weren't winning. Alright. Let's bring in Jinzo. Over Mystic Tomato. Mind Controls seem okay. And he has Mystic Tomatoes, which makes me not want to run Mind Control. I think Jinzo over Tomatoes fine. One problem that I see with this deck is that you don't have much siding, and I'm sure that better players than me would be like, no, you side these cards out every single time. You know, like they have an exact game plan. Me, who doesn't really know how to side deck too well, kinda wings it. And winging it is not always the best. We will set a Kotetsu and end our turn. Opening hand is double Kotetsu, Armed Samurai, Benkei, Giant Trunade, Nobleman Crossout, Axe of Despair. Opponent goes ahead, sets 2 back row and a monster, and we draw another Giant Trunade. Let us go ahead, Nobleman Crossout the monster. DD Scout Plane. Okay, so let's do some math here. If we flip Kotetsu and get Mage Power, it's 1,500, 16, okay, so It's going to be more damage if we get United We Stand. We can make our Benkei 5 plus 16, 21, 31, and he can attack 3 times. Yep, we got game. Well, Giant Trunade. Opponent uses Jar of Greed. We'll flip Kotetsu. Getting ourselves United We Stand. Summon Benkei. Activate Acts of Despair and United We Stand. This makes him 3,100. And he can attack 3 times. Alright, that's how you win that quickly. And we'll just go to the next game. The final game of this video. Leave a like if you guys have liked. If you haven't liked, we have a pretty similar opening into last time. Double Kotetsu, Armed Samurai Benkei, Gravity Bind, and Snatch Steel. Missing some of those equipped cards, though. I wonder if running triple Acts of Despair is worth it. We draw a Pot of Greed. That's fantastic. We'll start with a Pot of Greed. Getting another Benkei and a level limit area B. We'll set Kotetsu, set Gravity Bind, and end our turn. Flips Gravekeeper's Spy. Summons a Spy in defense. Battle. We will flip Kotetsu. Get ourselves probably United We Stand. And end our turn. We draw Nobleman of Crossout. Let's knock. Hitting the Dekoichi. I like that hit. We'll set another Kotetsu and end our turn. Summons Breaker. Pops our Gravity Bind. Breaker attacks over Kotetsu. We will get ourselves, where is it? Mage Power. And we'll take 2,400 from the attacks of Gravekeeper Spy. We draw Magician of Faith. Okay. We activate level limit area B. And set Magician of Faith. We just need a Trunade. I want to make sure this goes through. Tributes for Mobius. It does go to defense. Okay, so here we go, that's fine. We'll get ourselves back Pot of Greed, and we'll take 1,200 from the Gravekeeper Spy attack. We draw Solemn Judgment. Let's Pot of Greed. Drawing Graceful Charity in Reinforcement of the Army. Let's activate Rhoda for deck thinning purposes. And good, because we would not have drawn the Benkei, but we will get another Benkei just in case, so we have the potential to discard a Benkei, even though we already had 2. Graceful Charity. Drawing Magician of Faith, Solemn Judgment, Nobleman of Crossout. Okay. Here, we discard Nobleman. And 1 Benkei. we activate Snatch Steal on the Mobius. Turning it to attack and attacking the Gravekeeper's Spy. And we'll set double Solemn Judgment and Magician of Faith. He should gain 1,000. And what is he going to target? Sets the Mobius. Snatch Shield goes to the grave. He attacks over his Mobius with Tsukiyomi. Flip, and we'll get back Graceful Charity. Just more draws. Alright, and we draw Exiled Force. Standby, main. Well, Graceful Charity. Drawing Acts of Despair. There's the Giant Trunade. And Kotetsu. Alright, get rid of Kotetsu. And Exiled Force. Activate Giant Trunade. We'll Solemn his Solemn. And summon the Benkai. United we stand, Mage Power, Acts of Despair, set Solemn Judgment, makes him 1,500 plus 8, and yeah, we win, okay. GG's. And opponent just quit. No one likes losing to this deck. It does feel really sacky, but I like to think that my version, it's building up. You know what's coming. It's not like it's hidden. I mean, granted, that one game I did just win, what, turn 2, turn 4. Must have been turn, or maybe turn 3, because I think I flipped to the Kotetsu. You know, and so it can do stuff like that. You know, sometimes you just open up with the Acts of Despair, United we stand, excuse me, and it can just attack a bunch. But your opponent has ways to play around it. I feel like it probably should be running Acts of Despair at 3. Cyberjar is pretty good. Maybe cut the Mystic Tomato. You know, it came in handy a few times, but ultimately all it really gets you is Sangan. It can get you the Benkai, but you can't get Benkai and equip in the battle phase. Like, if you're going to run your own Mystic Tomato into something, you can then get Benkai. You know, what do you do from there? Now you have to go to main phase 2, then you knew all your equip cards, and you just lose. You know, the whole idea is you want to use Benkai in your main phase after a Trunade and just win the game. So probably cutting Mystic Tomato for maybe the 3rd Acts of Despair, just because that 1,000 attack is so powerful. Big Bang Shot, you can also maybe cut to 1. But it feels so good. I feel like there were a few times in those matches where having 2 Big Bangs, even though 2 is not as important, but making sure that you see the Big Bang, because if your opponent walls up on defense position monsters, sometimes what can happen, especially if they're running like Scapegoat tokens, is they eat all of your attacks. Maybe you get 1 through if you have, you know, 3 or 4 attacks. You attack a few defense position monsters, get 1 attack through, and then in the crackback, when they have their turn, they're able to get rid of your Benkai, and you just lose so much. Because the problem is, if you lose your Benkai, you lose everything. I mean, if you've equipped it with an Axe of Despair, United we stand, Mage Power, and Big Bang, you know, a couple of each, and you just go like neg 4 because you lose, say, to a Sakuretsu Armor that you weren't expecting, or a Smashing Ground, whatever it might be, you just lose all of the resources you put into that one card. The good thing about Benkai is you win when it goes through, which is why obviously with triple Solemn and triple Trunade and Heavy Storm, we're just trying so hard to make it go through, and I think you guys saw how powerful it can be. I think it's an underrated deck in my opinion. You know, I always say things are underrated, but let me know what you guys think of Benkai OTK. Do you hate playing against it? Do you like the deck? What changes you might make? But that's what the comment section is for. Thank you for watching. I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub, and goodbye.